Hi everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the Paper Castle. This is a rummage sale haul from Sunday, July 15th. This was a temple sale, a new one for me. Never been there before. And it turned out to be okay. Well, it actually turned out to be a little better than okay, because of the very last purchase I made while I was there. But I really, in the beginning, had to search for stuff. But it was nice because I only spent a total of 20 bucks. But, of course, I went down there that day, and the skies were all cloudy, and they were calling for rain. Because seriously, guys, it's been raining here. I'm making this video on, what, August 18th? Yeah. It has been raining here for an entire month. It's just rain, and rain. Almost every single day has been rain, thunderstorms. We had a horrible storm last night with thunder and lightning, and the rain was going sideways. I'm like, ugh, enough already. I wish I could send the rain to California, you know, where all the wildfires are. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I get there. It didn't rain the whole time I was driving there. I'm like, oh, this is great. The rain's gonna, you know, hold off. I get out of the car. I walk over to the stairs. I finally found it, which was kind of, you know, around the back of the building. There were probably, I think, 8 people in front of me. And as soon as I get my spot in line, it starts raining. I'm like, oh, of course. And we've got like an hour to go before this thing opens. So I had my umbrella. I'm trying to stand back from people so I'm not poking anybody in the face, and we're all kind of standing there on the stairs talking to each other, and finally the people who are running the sale start to show up, and this one guy drives up, and before he parks his car, he rolls down the window and starts yelling at us, and he goes, you know, the sale doesn't start until 9. We're like, okay. We're going, well, we're not asking to be let in. This is what people do at rummage sales. They line up early so they get a good spot in line. Like, I don't know why that was so offensive to him, but anyway, he parked his car, and one brave woman decided to talk to him again. And she's like, excuse me, sir. She goes, it's raining out here. She goes, are you considering handing out numbers? And he's like, yes. He goes, but you have to wait for me to get inside, and it'll be a few more minutes. And she's like, okay, thank you. So he did come out, and he gave us numbers, and we all got to go back in our car and sit there, and I, you know, had my trusty book, and I was reading. And then, of course, 5 minutes before 9, everyone kind of, you know, gets out of their car and trucks towards the door again. And for the, I don't know, umpteenth time this year, we had another, you know, fight at the entrance to the rummage sale. I'm so sick of this. I don't know why people just can't follow basic freaking instructions. Everyone is supposed to line up in number order. It's very easy. Preschoolers do it. And all of us who got there before they handed out numbers, we were all where we were supposed to be, and then there was this man on the steps next to us, and we knew that he wasn't number like 1 through probably 15 or anything. He was just there. And the steps are slippery, and it's raining, and people have umbrellas, and they're trying not to poke each other in the face. And this man is standing there, and one of the ladies, I think it might have been the woman who asked the man if he was going to hand out numbers, she looks at him and she goes, sir, excuse me, what number are you? And he goes, 42. And she goes, you do know we're lining up in numerical order, right? He goes, yeah. She's like, well then can you kindly please get off the steps and go in the back of the line where your number is? He goes, no. And it's not like there was like a little, you know, roof over the stairs or anything like that keeping this man dry. No, he just refused to move. And a couple of the other people started to get angry with him, and they're like, sir, the steps are slippery and people are gonna, you know, rush the door. Can you please just get back where you're supposed to be? And he absolutely refused. Like, oh my God, people are so rude and obnoxious. It's unbelievable. I don't know if it's just a Jersey thing, or if this happens anywhere else. If this happens other places, please let me know, because I'm starting to feel like it's just us. We're just a really rude bunch of people in this state, or at least some of us are. Which unfortunately, you know, I've gotten used to over the decades. But anyway, we finally did get into the sale, and without anyone falling down the steps or killing themselves. And they had all kinds of tables set up, and not really any pricing on anything, so I was a little bit lost. They did give out a price sheet finally. So let me show you what I got, and then at the end of this, I have to tell you the the one funny story about when I went to the hospital to have my outpatient surgery. Oh my God, it was funny. I swear, my husband and I can make anything fun, even surgery, which is ridiculous. But anyway, moving on. The first place I went to was like the housewares table. So of course I looked for mugs, and I did find a few. I bought this one, which I personally think is hideous, but I bought it because it's an anthropology mug. It has this brown floral pattern all over it, and then it just looks like a little kid came in and stamped a big R on it in blue, which doesn't go with anything. But they're all over eBay, so who knows. Might get 15 to 20 on that with free shipping. Then I got this vintage Lady and the Tramp mug. Really good shape, doesn't look like it's ever been used. This says Walt Disney Productions on the back. So I think this was made maybe early 70s, somewhere around there. Then I found some Fish's Eddy mugs. Fish's Eddy is a company, I think they're up in upstate New York, I think. But they make a lot of really sarcastic and funny mugs and dishes, which I of course love. So I bought some plates at a rummage sale back in February from them that were really sarcastic, and I loved them. So whenever I find their stuff, I buy them. This is only the second time I think I found their stuff, but I saw this mug that looks like notebook paper, so I bought that. Thought it might be a good teacher's gift. And then everything here, guys, averages out to about $1 a piece, except for the last things I'm going to show you, which I had to pay for in the boutique section. And then I also found some other Fish's Eddy items. This wants to focus. There we go. This is from their 212 Skyline pattern. It's very popular with this kind of cartoony illustrated skyline of New York City. I like it because well, I guess this one doesn't have it. I have some more of this pattern, which I'll show you in another video, that I got from a thrift store, and that one has the Twin Towers on it, which I love, because I'm very bummed that there aren't two towers anymore. There's just one. But anyway, these two came in the original box, so I'm selling these together for I think around 36 to 40, something like that. And then on another housewares table, I found this bowl. It's a teak wood salad bowl from Dansk. Come on, wake up. There we go. Made in Malaysia, I believe. It's in really good shape. It just has one little crack right here, but it doesn't go all the way through the bowl. So I just need to find some food grade mineral oil just to shine that up a little bit because it's a little dull. So I haven't listed that one yet, but I might only get about 20 out of that. Plus shipping, I think. Then went to another table and found this teapot. This is a Sadler teapot, as you can see down here. So it's Romeo and Juliet, and it's supposed to look like the theater, and they're performing the famous balcony scene. This is William Shakespeare and his birth and death date down there, and then on the bottom there's also a quote from that scene. So I just sold this last night for $30 with free priority shipping, but it's only going to Pennsylvania, so the shipping is minimal, so I was happy about that. Then I went to another table which kind of had a mishmash of stuff, and I was initially really happy that I found this item, but then I was bummed because unfortunately it doesn't work, therefore I can't sell it, and I can't fix it, and I'll show you why. But I saw this sitting on the table, and it said Area Wear Torch by Jonas Damon, and I'm like, okay, what's that? Turns out it's this really cool LED flashlight that's all encased in, I believe it's beechwood, and it has this button on the back, and you're supposed to push it and the light lights up. But unfortunately, I mean, I can get this part off to put batteries in it, but even with batteries in it, it just would not work. My husband tried looking at it, and there's no way to get to the LED. It's like fully encased, nothing comes off. So unfortunately, that one's a big fat dud, and I can't sell it. But normally these would go for, I believe, like $20 to $30. Then went to the DVD and book section. Their books were really cheap. I just couldn't find anything fantastic. You know, I don't sell tons of books. I'm not into the textbook thing. I pretty much only sell Bibles and like Easton Press books, or either really nice art books or coffee table books, if I know I can get a decent price for them. I am, you know, by no means a book expert, and there's just so much out there that I don't have the patience and the time right now to learn all the ins and outs of it. So didn't buy any books, but I did buy this DVD called The National Parks, America's Best Idea by Ken Burns. Brand new and sealed. Cost me $1. I think I have it up for like $20 with free shipping, and I got a bunch of watchers on it, so I shouldn't have a problem selling that. I did find one little cross-stitch thing. The picture of it is missing, but this is just a little coaster, and I can find a picture online that I can include in the listing. But it's just this little Celtic design, which is really hard to make out because nothing's in color. But like I said, I'll try and find a standard picture online, and then hopefully I can get maybe 8 to 10 on that. Then I also found this I think was in a bag of embroidery stuff, and most of it I just put in the donate box. But this I'm going to attempt to sell, and it's kind of hard to see it because it's on green, but it's little children in the park, and there's trees. Part of it's finished, and the reason I kept it was because somewhere on here, oh yeah, it says 100% linen, made in Sweden. You guys know how I like Scandinavian stuff, so I'm going to try and, you know, probably put up for auction at around 10 and see what happens with it. Then I found, this was the only perfume I found that wasn't on the boutique table. The ones they did have on the boutique table were absolutely horrible and way overpriced, so I didn't even bother with any of those. But this is a tester of, what is this? Lacoste Intense, and I think it's like 3.3 ounces or something like that. Yeah, 3.3 ounces. It's full. There are a bunch of these Lacoste testers up on eBay, which I think is weird to just have all these tester bottles, but they're all up there. I think I can get about 30 out of that. I think that's what I listed it for. 30 or 35, something like that. And then on another table, like the office supply table, I found this gorgeous journal. The box says, it's hard to see this because of the glare. It says Yun, Y-U-N, Brocade of China. And then you open it up, and it's this beautiful journal. Unfortunately, it's yellow, which is one of my least favorite colors. If this was blue or purple or, you know, like magenta or something like that, there'd be no way I'd be selling this. I'd be keeping it for myself because it's so pretty. But since it's yellow and black and red and like, ugh. But it's this beautiful silk brocade, has a magnetic closure. You open it up and there's the journal that goes in it. Every page has, it's hard to see it, but this is an image of a dragon in the background. And then it also has a ribbon marker here with a Chinese coin on the bottom. So really pretty. And the other thing I really like about it, oh, it has a pen holder too, is that you can take this out when you're done with it and you can keep using the cover over and over again as long as you find, you know, another journal that fits in it, which these are pretty standard size. I love that. I hate when you buy something and you love it and the, you know, the cover's beautiful and then you fill it up and it's like, okay, that's done. You gotta go find another one. So I put this up for, I believe, $25 with free shipping. So we'll see what happens with that. And then my best purchase, these are a little crooked. My best purchase of the day came right before I left. I went to the boutique table initially. I don't know if they had it under the table, and I missed it the first time because of that, or if I just completely missed it because I was not being observant the first time. But I swear it wasn't on the table the first time I went around. They had a huge basket of Mary Kay cosmetics. So I found a whole bunch of these. These are mineral powder foundations, kind of like Bare Minerals. And they're all brand spanking new in the package, as you can see. So there were 12 of them. And I asked the lady, I said, how much are these? And she's like, oh, they're 50 cents. I'm like, 50 cents? Like, holy smokes. So I bought all 12 of them. I kept one for myself. And then my daughter made fun of me. She goes, you know you're buying makeup from Rummage sales. She goes, that's sad. I'm like, okay, thank you. But in my defense, it's brand new. But I can see where she's coming from. It is a little sad. But anyway, I popped these suckers up on eBay last weekend, and those are the only two that I have left. That's it. I sold 9 of them in like the first 3 days I had them up. I sold them for $12.49 a piece because the cheapest ones on eBay were $12.50 with free shipping, and I wanted to get rid of them quick. And so I put them up for $12.49, and my phone just kept going cha-ching, 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 and then my husband kept saying, you sell them too cheap. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I paid 50 cents for them. I'm fine with $12.50 a piece and free shipping. I still probably made like, you know, $100 when all is said and done. So I already made like 5 times what I spent at that sale, and only sold the makeup and a teapot. So I'm good. A few of you have asked me again about my book, my notebook, so I'm going to show that to you again. Actually, this is a new notebook. My old one I just filled up a couple weeks ago, so I went out and I found this one, which is exactly the same as my other one, except this one has a beautiful little fox on it. The other one was just plain black. But I had to find the same size and shape and everything, and, you know, spiral bound, because, you know, I'm a control OCD, you know, freak like that. But let me explain to you how I do this. I've explained this before, so for those of you who've seen it, just, you know, fast forward till I'm done. But this is very basic, this is very backwards, but this is how I work, and it works for me right now, so this is what I do. I always write the name of the sale and the date at the top, especially with rummage sales, because then I can reference back through my book and see, you know, okay, you know, July's coming up again, what was going on back in July. And then even if I can't find the sale initially online, I will search the name of the church or the temple, and I will usually find something on their Facebook page, or there's some way of finding out if they're having a rummage sale, even if it's not well advertised. So that's why I always put the name up at the top. Then I write down everything that I buy. I write down the price over here on the right, and then when I have taken a picture of it, I put a check mark next to it, so I know that that's done. When I have listed it, I highlight it in yellow, so I know that that's done. And then as soon as it sells, I will write down the sale price. The reason I put a circle is because if it's at auction and it gets a bid, I'll write a circle, and obviously I'll keep it blank until the auction ends, and then I'll fill it in with the price. The other reason I do a circle is because it's just easier to see, especially when I have multiples like the makeup down here. It's easier to just count the circles and see how many I sold. So, for example, the teapot here sold for $29.99, and then this says free shipping, priority to Pennsylvania. So that's what I usually do with everything, so that I can personally keep track of what's going on. And for some reason, I can remember, like when something sells, I can remember exactly when and where I bought it, and I usually don't have to really look very hard until I can find it. I don't have a very good memory otherwise, but I can remember stuff when it comes to rummage sales and garage sales. So that's it for the book. What else is there? I think that's it, except for I want to tell you the little story about the hospital. So my husband and I go there, and thankfully it was a double room. We're in the back of it with the curtain closed. And my procedure was supposed to start at 9. We got there at 7:30. It was supposed to start at 9. Didn't start till 11:30 because this doctor is late for life. She just is. I've had 2 appointments and then this surgery with her, and she's been late for all of them. And the thing that really ticks me off is there's no explanation. There's no, oh, I'm sorry I'm late. No, nothing. It's so rude. Ugh. I told my kids as soon as I got back from surgery that she had ticked me off. And I'm like, don't you two ever act like that or I will disown you. And they're like, okay. You know, I know she's a big, important doctor, but, I mean, please. Just be considerate. Because other people's time is important, too. But, anyway. Done with my ranting. She did ask me, though, when I was in pre-op. She's like, oh, do you have any questions? And I so wanted to just look at her and go, yes. Why are you so friggin' late to everything? Do you need a watch? Like, what's happening? But I figured it would not be a good idea to confront the person with... Whoops. Alright. I don't know where I lost you guys there. But anyway, I figured it would not be a good idea to confront the person with the scalpel. So I didn't ask her why she was late. I just figured I would shut up. But when I go for my recheck, if she's late again, I think I'm going to say, you know, look, lady, can you at least give people an explanation as to why you can't get anywhere on time? But I was sitting in this room for hours on end, and in the front of the room, people kept going in and out, being taken to surgery. And the first woman who got transported, like I said, thank goodness the curtain was closed and they couldn't see us. The guy from transport comes in to take her to pre-op. And he starts to talk to her. And he's like, oh, good morning, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. And my husband had everything he could do not to, like, just burst out laughing. And so then I look at him, and now I'm ready to burst out laughing. And I'm thinking to myself, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And so the guy finally walks out of the room, takes her on the gurney, takes her down the hallway, and my husband just loses it. And I looked at him, I go, don't do it, don't say it, don't say it. And he looked at me and goes, he sounds like Kermit the Frog. He goes, that man sounds exactly like Kermit the Frog. And he did. He absolutely did. It's like a Muppet was taking her to surgery. And I felt bad because I have been teased about my voice my entire life. Everyone's like, oh, you have such a Minnie Mouse voice. And people love to make me angry because when I yell, they're like, oh, your voice gets higher and squeakier and only dogs can hear it. You know, I've heard all of it. And I don't care. I'm used to it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. This is the way I was born. So I kind of felt bad for the fact that we were laughing about the guy sounding like Kermit, but he really did. I mean, he could go on the Muppet Show or tomorrow and, you know, be Kermit without changing his voice at all. So then the next time another patient comes in, they're waiting for surgery. And so then he comes back in and he goes, oh, hello, my name is Bob and I'll be taking you to surgery. And now it's my turn. I'm almost ready to lose it. And my husband just kind of looks at me like, what's so funny? So Bob takes her down to surgery. And as soon as I know they're not within earshot, I go, oh my God. And my husband goes, what? I go, his name is Bob. He goes, yeah. I go, he's Kermit the Bob. My husband goes, stop right now. I go, I can't. I go, you said he sounded like Kermit, and now he says his name is Bob, so now in my head he is Kermit the Bob. And I said, and now I have It's Not Easy Being Green and Rainbow Connection in my head, and I said, I'm going to wake up from surgery singing Rainbow Connection, and no one's going to know why. Oh my God, it was so funny. But he was the nicest man. I mean, when it finally was my turn to go to pre-op, you know, he came in, talked to us, and brought us all the way to surgery, and we were chatting, and he's such a sweet guy. He just has the voice of a Muppet, so I think he should go work in, like, the children's ward, because he would make them all so happy. I mean, his voice does make you smile when you hear it, but anyway, that's my little story about Kermit the Bob. Alright, so that's it, guys. I will be back with another temple sale. There's really nothing going on in July and August around here, garage sale wise, pretty much. So I have to really search for rummage sales, because for some reason there used to be sales in the summer, and now I don't know if it's just because it's so humid, or maybe obviously the weather is a factor this particular summer, but there just haven't been nearly as many as there have been in past years. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.